The 2022 FIFA World Cup qualification is the qualifying process which will decide 31 of the 32 teams that will participate in the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Joining hosts Qatar, who received an automatic spot. Parallel tournaments are organized by FIFA's 6 confederations. Qualification started on the 6th of June 2019, when the first match played was between Mongolia and Brunei and the first goal was scored by Mongolian player Nomugin Sidenbal, and is set to end in June 2022 with the inter-confederation playoffs. Unlike with previous editions, there was no general preliminary draw, and instead various draws were held separately due to different timelines used by each confederation. The qualification process has suffered numerous postponements due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifiers began in June 2019 and are expected to finish in June 2022. All FIFA member associations, of which there are currently 211, are eligible to enter qualification. Qatar, as hosts, qualified automatically for the tournament. However, Qatar was obliged by the AFC to participate in the Asian qualifying stage as the first 2 rounds also acted as qualification for the 2023 AFC Asian Cup. Qatar won their group, so the 5th best group runners-up advance instead. For the first time after the initial 2 tournaments of 1930 and 1934. The World Cup will be hosted by a country whose national team has never played a finals match before. The reigning World Cup champions France also participate in qualifying as normal. St. Lucia initially entered qualification in the CONCACAF zone, but later withdrew from the competition. North Korea withdrew from the qualifying round due to safety concerns related to the COVID-19 pandemic. The allocation of slots for each confederation was discussed by the FIFA Executive Committee on 30 May 2015 in Zurich after the FIFA Congress. The committee decided that the same allocation used in 2006, 2010 and 2014 would be kept for the 2018 and 2022 tournaments. If Russia qualifies for the final tournament, its players will not be able to use the country name alone, flag or anthem as a result of the nation's 2-year ban from World Championships and Olympic Games. In all sports after the World Anti-Doping Agency investigated the country's state-sanctioned tampering of a doping testing laboratory database, WADA had initially proposed a 4-year ban on the 9th of December 2019. After RUSADA was found non-compliant for handing over manipulated lab data to investigators, the WADA ruling allowed athletes who were not involved in doping or the cover-up to compete, but prohibited the use of the Russian flag and anthem at major international sporting events. The ruling was appealed to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. CAS ruled on the appeal on the 17th of December 2020, cutting the ban from 4 to 2 years, until the 16th of December 2022. The CAS ruling also allowed the name Russia to be displayed on uniforms if the words neutral athlete or neutral team have equal prominence. The formats of the qualifying competitions depended on each confederation. Each round might be played in either of the following formats. In league format, the ranking of teams in each group is based on the following criteria. In cases where teams finishing in the same position across different groups are compared for determining which teams advance to the next stage, the criteria are dependent on the competition format and require the approval of FIFA. In knockout format, the team that has the higher aggregate score over the 2 legs progresses to the next round. If aggregate scores finish level, then the away goals rule is applied, i.e., the team that scored more goals away from home over the 2 legs progresses. If away goals are also equal, then 30 minutes of extra time are played, divided into 2 15-minute halves. The away goals rule is again applied after extra time, i.e., if there are goals scored during extra time and the aggregate score is still level, the visiting team qualifies by virtue of more away goals scored. If no goals are scored during extra time, the tie is decided by penalty shootout. The opening 2 rounds of qualifying also served as qualification for the 2023 AFC Asian Cup. Therefore, Qatar, the 2022 FIFA World Cup host, only participated in the first 2 rounds of qualifying. The qualification structure is as follows. CAF announced on 10 July 2019 a reversion to the format used for its 2014 FIFA World Cup qualification competition. CONCACAF initially announced on 10 July 2019 a restructured format for the qualifiers of the 2022 FIFA World Cup. However, on 25 June 2020, following FIFA's decision to postpone the September international window due to the COVID-19 pandemic, CONCACAF noted that the challenges presented by postponements to the football calendar and the incomplete FIFA ranking cycle in our confederation means our current World Cup qualifying process has been compromised and will be changed. On 27